In 1963, a Turkish man was renovating his basement, and suddenly the wall cracked open into an ancient tunnel about a kilometer long. And he went, "What the f-?" So the material here is the same volcanic ash, the same material as the ferry chimneys, except that this part has not been affected by erosion. Underground tunnels connect different parts of this town to the other, and the tunnels are very narrow. You often have to bend over, and it might give you that claustrophobic sensation, specifically if you know that you're going 45 meters under. That's right, we're going 4 floors down today, and that's only 10% of the total area of this town. The rest is closed to the public. If I had to live here, I'd probably need a few drinks too. Seriously though, why would a population choose darkness over light? We'll try to answer that question in this video. As you walk through, you may encounter these large boulders. Some of them were used to block the passageways of the tunnels, preventing the enemy from coming. Some rocks were used as millstones, and some with holes in them were used to melt copper. As a general rule, the stables, the church, and the kitchens were on the upper floors. The third floor had massive storage rooms for grain products such as wheat and barley, also for wine, grapes, and other materials. The living rooms were scattered around, but if you were wealthy enough, you could reserve yourself a room in the first 2 floors. Otherwise, they'd send you down. The toilets were in the lower floors with very limited privacy. This is the general map of our town, the underground town, and on the surface, the villagers had homes, and many of these homes had basements that connected directly to the underground city. These vertical lines, they are shafts. Their job was to deliver fresh air and oxygen into the town, and from the bottom they were connected directly to the underground water channels. As we said, the toilets were mostly built on the lower floors. The smell could be dissipated via the shaft and go out of the system. And the kitchens were mostly built on the upper floors. The smoke could easily be let out of the system via the shaft. And if you did not want to signal the enemy that you were hiding here, the cave walls, the volcanic material itself could absorb the smoke, a great part of it. We are now driving 10 kilometers to the south to visit the deepest underground city that was constructed in Cappadocia. It is 85 meters deep, 18 floors, but only 4 are open to the public. And today it was very crowded. The tunnels are a lot larger than the other town, and I'm not worried about my head banging against the ceiling. It is less claustrophobic for sure. I'm now heading towards the lower floors and visiting the living conditions. And I have to tell you, it is highly spacious, a lot larger than the previous town, and if I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely go with this one. I could even bring a large dining table and throw a party down here. The living conditions were okay. The building of these tunnels started with the Hittite Empire, and then it continued with the Phrygians after the Bronze Age collapse, and then it continued with the Christians who were escaping the Roman prosecution. So different empires, different people just carried on digging, and they had only one goal: protection. The Hittites excavated the first floors of this city as early as 1500 BC. Their goal was to protect their women and children during wars. But the most extensive diggings happened during the Byzantine Empire after 700 AD. It was a response to Muslim invasions and conquests. By 1200 AD, this city had become the deepest underground city probably in the world. The city also had stables to prevent the enemy from stealing the animals. The map is very similar to Kaymakli. The church, the kitchens, and the stables were on the upper floors. The living rooms were scattered around unless you were wealthy enough. The town of Derinkuyu stretches a little bit to the north from underneath, and Kaymakli stretches a little to the south, and some archaeologists think that the towns may have been connected from underneath, but there's no evidence for that yet. I'm now going to climb the 500 stairs, and let's remind ourselves that Central Anatolia was a battleground most of its lifetime. The chaos after the Bronze Age collapse was right here. The wars between the Persians and the Greeks, the Persians and the Romans and the Islamic Empire, the Turks and the Byzantine Empire, and many of these wars went on for centuries. And the locals had found an ingenious way to protect themselves while the chaos was up there. No wonder why more than 200 underground towns exist in Cappadocia alone. Life was never as certain as it is today. And that's it. That's the sunlight. Thank you for watching this video.